It's our mission to secure your money. We are responsible. We pay if a bank has been closed. Depositors' money will be protected. DPF does what it really means. Don't you worry. Bank with confidence. Oh yeah. The DPF Deposit Protection Fund. DPF.
Greetings from the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. My name is Clare Olima Oyet, the CEO of the DPF. The DPF is very proud to be associated with IADI as its 82nd member. IADI on its part has achieved a lot since it was put in place in 2002 and has evolved into a credible standard setter on deposit insurance. The DPF has benefited a lot from IADI, with its staff being trained highly in deposit insurance and also with knowledge sharing across institutions within IADI. In terms of background, the DPF is established as an agency of the government of Uganda. Its mandate is to reimburse depositors up to 10 million shillings, which is the insurance limit, in that unlikely event that the financial institution in which they are keeping their money is closed. The fund can also be appointed as liquidator, and it is for that reason that we call ourselves a Paybox Plus. The vision of the fund is excellence in deposit insurance for financial sector stability. The fund is founded on 4 core principles, which is respect, integrity, transparency, and excellence. The fund was established as a unit within the Central Bank of Uganda and was put in place following the enactment of the Financial Institutions Statute in 1993. That was replaced by the Financial Institutions Act in 2004, but in 2016 a lot changed and the fund evolved into a separate, independent corporation with its own board and senior management team. The operationalization process started in 2017. The board is chaired by Mr. Ben Patrick Kagoro. In its nascent stage, the DPF received a lot of support, operational support from the Central Bank, Bank of Uganda, and for this the fund will be eternally grateful. I'm happy to report that the fund is now fully operationalized and all functions are now managed in-house. In terms of membership, the fund has contributing institutions made up of commercial banks, credit institutions, and microfinance deposit-taking institutions. The organizational structure of the fund is founded on the board of directors. We have 7 board members that have constituted themselves into 4 board committees. We also have 7 departments ranging from IT, communications, finance, business operations, internal audit, amongst others. Our key stakeholders are the depositors because we need to be sure that the depositors continue banking with confidence. And so most of the activities that we handle here at the DPF is to ensure that the depositors are comfortable and that they can access their money in that unlikely event of a bank closure effortlessly. The other stakeholder, of course, is the public, because we would like the public to trust the formal financial sector more and remove money out of the pots and the pillows where they're currently probably keeping this money. The Parliament of Uganda is instrumental to the DPF because it is through the Parliament of Uganda that the laws establishing and strengthening the DPF will be passed. The Ministry of Finance is a key stakeholder. We report to the Ministry of Finance and of course the Bank of Uganda that, as I have indicated earlier, provided a lot of support and with whom we relate with very closely as we continue working together to ensure financial sector stability. The contributing institutions have continued to pay their premiums on time, and we are also members of the Financial Sector Stability Forum in the country. IADI is also a core stakeholder for us, and indeed we are members of the fraternity and the African Regional Committee. Since inception, the fund has achieved a lot, and the first achievement of the fund was increasing the deposit insurance limit from the then 3 million shillings, which was around $800, to now 10 million, which is approximately $2,700. The fund put in place regulations to operationalize the FIA that was amended in 2016, and this paved way for the fund to start recruiting staff. Indeed, the staff workforce at the fund now stands at 47, up from the initial 11 staff members who were seconded from the central bank to start establishing the fund. Public awareness is very key for the fund, and we have done a lot with regards to that particular aspect, which is also covered in the core principles, particularly core principle number 10. The DPF has worked with contributing institutions closely to ensure that depositor records are updated to enable the fund be able to pay depositors very fast and conveniently in that unlikely event that their bank or financial institution is closed. The fund has a 5-year plan, which is to take its operations from 2022 to 2027. In terms of fund growth, the fund has continued to grow in leaps and bounds, and we now cover 98% of the deposit accounts in the country, and this is full coverage. We have a target fund size which was recently set by the board, and it stands at 3.5% of total deposits. The fund has entered into various MOUs with various deposit insurance entities in Nigeria, Kenya, and Zimbabwe. We are also a very active member of the Financial Sector Stability Forum. In 2018, the fund took charge of the Secretariat, the ARC Secretariat, and has to this date continued to ensure that the ARC Secretariat and its activities are well coordinated. The year ahead is exciting, but also nevertheless challenging. Of course, the first activity that we must place emphasis on is public awareness. The public, especially the public in Uganda, must know what the DPF is and how we contribute to financial sector stability so that they can bank with confidence. We are automating a number of systems because when we started, we had a few transactions and most of those were supported by simple Excel sheets. But we have grown out of that outfit, and now we are ready to start operationalizing all our systems, although we start with investments, finance, and then HR systems. The payout system is to be rolled out during the year. And once this is rolled out, we shall conduct simulation tests to ensure that it works the way we expect it to work. This is one of the requirements of IADI through its core principles on compensation of depositors. We shall put in place a crisis management plan and conduct an IADI self-assessment, which will pave way for the setup that we shall be subjected to by IADI in order to ascertain from an external point of view whether the fund indeed complies with the 16 core principles that are currently in place. The fund has to grow by around 200 billion this financial year, and we're also embarking on the process of acquiring a home for the DPF. Finally, we intend to enter into an MOU with the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation of the US because we believe they have a lot of experience and we plan to tap into that expertise, given that deposit insurance actually was born in the US in the early 1930s. As I close, I would like to encourage depositors within Uganda and indeed Africa and the globe to deposit in institutions that they are confident about. We need depositors to deposit with confidence wherever they are. I would like to appreciate the Ministry of Finance, Bank of Uganda, for the support that was extended to the fund in its initial stages as it's set up. The international community like ARC and IADI have been instrumental in providing that support and continuing to ensure that the fund grows and establishes a very strong deposit insurance system in the country. I will not forget the World Bank, because the World Bank was the technical team that ensured that the DPF was established on a firm foundation. We are proud, therefore, to belong to the international community from which we have given, but most importantly, from which we have received. And as it is widely said, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Thank you for listening to me.
It's our mission to secure your money. We are responsible. We pay if a bank has been closed.